of businesses. I was in the Milwaukee paper this morning. They were talking about how they really expected things to be coming back next year. They're very hopeful, and there's. I wouldn't say every business person is down on Wisconsin or thinks that we're not going to rebound next year from this terrible downturn.
Question over here.
Yeah, Robert Strauss of Racine County. Correct me if I'm wrong. It seems to me that our downturn seems to evolve from our last presidential W. With the credit being handed out wildly. The trickle-down theory, someone else brought up earlier here. I thought I heard that was a Reagan trickle-down. That he came up with that idea. And lastly, in reference to that, it seems to me that we went into the red of Wisconsin when Tommy Thompson left office and gave us that check in the mail, that whoopee check. We were in the black until that happened. All of a sudden, he left, and now we're in the red. And because of the downturn, that hasn't helped, of course. But, being said, I think, myself, my opinion is, I think that we were lucky to have you as our representative. I think you're the best thing that's come along since Les Asper. You're an honest man. I think you're a hard worker. I voted for you, and I will vote for you again. That's for sure. The other thing I have is, I think that it was very inappropriate on that 4th of July, the planes going over. That was very tacky and inappropriate. How would you like to have your family, your mother, your father, in the audience, and your child sees this stuff going over on the 4th of July? I think there's plenty of other venues and that kind of stuff could be taking place in. I think it's very inappropriate. Whoever put money toward that, shame on them.
Coach Lehman.
Thank you. Lastly,
we're allowing you to speak.
Yeah.
Right to speak.
Okay, this is America.
Well, thank you. That's why they flew the plane.
No, these men on. I lost my train of thought. It is rude interrupting. But thank you for representing us and being a good man.
You're welcome. I did not plant this person in the audience. So. I just want to make one comment. A lot of people have asked me about banners on the 4th of July parade, and it's true. I did have my wife and my daughter and my 4-year-old grandson walking down the street. My response to this is that the analogy that this is like somebody who signed the Declaration of Independence is way off base, or somebody who was a revolutionary in the tradition of America is way off base. There's a difference, between John Hancock, who signed his big name, and the cowardly person who has not put up their hand and said, yeah, I financed those banners of the 4th.
I financed it.
Good. Now let's register.
For next year.
I ran for mayor. I think people know where I stand in this town.
Okay, well,
I wrote a letter, John. I think he's holding it.
You invited me. Let me just finish my remark. In the political process and the putting your name forward and being out there, when you do anything politically that costs money, you collect the money and you register it. It goes on the Accountability Board website.
You did not do it politically. You did not do it politically.
There are lots of people who will say we're not doing these things politically, but if you look at third-party expenditure, whether it's All Children Matters during the election cycle, or whether it's attack ads on television now, or banners or whatever, the difference between two true patriots and that stuff is the people aren't standing up and say that I'm risking my life and my sacred fortune in public for that stuff. That's my opinion on it, that it's very much like third party, kind of aligned with Democrats or the GOP, but we're not going to really say that we are. That stuff is destructive to you and your liberty, because a couple rich people can take over and do whatever they want without having it recorded, like all the $20 contributions to my campaign are public record. So the difference between being out there in public and being a patriot and doing something that we didn't put our name behind in public is different. That's my opinion.
Will you amend the law?
I think
You're out of order.
what we're all looking for in this organization is efficiency in government. Now, I read recently that there was a commission at the state level to evaluate various agencies and departments. Governor Doyle eliminated that agency. What is your opinion on that?
There have been, since I've been in Madison, numerous audits and attempts to look at efficiencies. I'm not sure exactly which elimination you're talking about exactly, so I don't want to comment on it. But in general, I think that what you're doing in tough budget times is you're moving towards efficiencies. You're saying to people, and the governor has done this strongly, do more with less. And if there's any way to squeeze efficiencies, whether it's putting a couple departments together, asking people to do the same job with less, reducing hours, whatever, that does increase efficiency. So I think we're making a lot of moves in Madison that are moving in the right direction. You know, if you would have seen this a few years ago, you would have just applauded, you know. I think that the difficulty is it's very hard times and people are saying, can't you even do more, you know. And my response to that is, at some point down the line, you know, you reduce the state funding for the universities and the parents pay more. You reduce state funding for human services and the county taxpayers pay more. You reduce school spending and we have to pay more on safety spending because the kids aren't turning out as well. You know, at some point you can't just go down to zero. You know, and I'm not saying that, you know, I heard the accusation of socialist. You know, I've never been a member of the Socialist Party. I'm a member of the Democratic Party, and I think a fairly centrist thinking member of the Democratic Party. I don't go for all the stuff that comes out of Dane County sometimes, you know, but I think the efficiencies that you're seeking come out of these hard times, and I would offer that as a note of optimism for you.